In this video, I will be talking about some new information regarding Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, including emotes, the skill tree, daily and weekly challenges, and much more. So if that's something that interests you, then why not stick around and perhaps click that subscribe button. Avatar Theory here, hope you're doing well and having a fantastic day. And as I said, in this video, I will be talking about a bunch of new information regarding Avatar Frontiers of Pandora. And a lot of it might be considered spoiler information, so do be aware of that if you do continue watching this video. A lot of stuff will be mentioned that I haven't really seen any media talk about, as this information comes from the preview video of Pure Xbox, which I will link in the description below, as well as an early hands-on from this media event of the content creator 4 Scars Gaming, and they only started releasing their video series yesterday. You can of course also find their videos in the description and the pinned comment below, and I highly recommend you check out their videos as it reveals a ton of cinematics that I've not yet seen anybody else show off. Now, right out of the gate, on their first part of this video series, they show us the opening section of Frontiers of Pandora, and although this build is a couple of months old, so there is subject to change, it is really stunning with the visuals and the music. A little bit long for an opening of a game, but definitely one that I'm gonna watch over and over. Now first, moving on to the video of Pure Xbox. Again, all of this is linked in the pinned comment below. They showed us that marks and emotes will be a thing in Frontiers of Pandora, and when you actually play an emote, it shows your character in the third person perspective. Now you can see on the screen at the moment, they opened the marks screen and they go to the first one which says go there. So this is obviously a screen that you use when you play with somebody, or perhaps there will be missions where you have some Navi companions and you have to point to them where to go or what to do. I'm not entirely sure what the rest of the marks are. If I'd had to guess, some of them might be to collect something, or perhaps attack that enemy, maybe follow that path, stay here, or if you want to ask them a question. I'm not really sure. This is, like I said, just speculating. But going over the emotes tab, we have 6 different emotes to choose from. One that is greet, call, scold, laugh, thank, and then of course the last one is obviously dance. The player then chooses the laugh emote, where we can see the Navi character laughing from a third person perspective. Then moving on to the videos from 4 Scars Gaming. These videos revealed quite a lot of new information, and one of the first things is a community basket where you can contribute to the community. Looking at this community basket, you can see there is quite a lot of items, and you can see that if you contribute to the community, you can actually gain knowledge as well as items. This one in specific is the Rivers Run clan contribution, where it states, quote, the clans work together to ensure everyone has what they need. Maybe I can contribute too. I can learn more from the clans by getting involved in the community, end quote, where the objective is to craft the contribution to the clan, which is a nimble longbow. Then they also showed the Night Leaf branch, which is a longbow crafting material which allows move speed while aiming increased, no effect while mounted. So you can see there is quite a lot of contributions. Then moving over to the skill tree, I've already spoken about this in one of my previous videos, but here we get a ton of new information. Now there are 5 different skill tabs, but right there at the bottom we have the ancestor skills, and it says that the ancestor skills are formed by the deep connection the Sorrento have with Pandora. If you can make this connection, you may gain access to these ancestor skills. Then they hover over each of the 5 skill trees. The first one is an unknown memory, because at this point in the game they've not yet found a Banshee or their Ikran, but later on when they do, we can see that this is the rider skill tree, which states, quote, an Ikran rider can become formidable through their shared bond with their Ikran. These Sorrento memories will teach you and your Ikran how to become the most impressive hunters in the sky, end quote. Then you have the maker skill tree stating, quote, all Navi clans have impressive artisans. The Sorrento who traveled between all clans gathered that knowledge and shared it wherever they went. These Sorrento memories will aid in crafting the most impressive items on Pandora, end quote. Then moving on to the hunter skill tree, quote, hunters have a different way of seeing the world and overcoming the challenges that are presented to them. These Sorrento memories will aid with hunting and ammunition management. Then you have the warrior skill tree, quote, in times of great need, Navi hunters have become warriors in order to protect their clan. These Sorrento memories will guide you on a warrior's path and teach you the long forgotten ways of combat, end quote. And then the final one is survivor, quote, Pandora is a beautiful but dangerous moon. It is essential for all Navi to master survival skills. These Sorrento memories will help you maintain energy, carry more useful items, and increase your chances of survival against dangerous plants, ferals, and other wildlife, end quote. At one point in their gameplay, they go inside the memories of the rider skill tree, where you can see some of have the skills of the skill tree, and inside here you have the barrel roll, favorite food, which doubles the length of the Ikran's favorite food buff. You have aerial fishing 1, aerial fishing 2, and aerial fishing 3. Then you have harmonious rider, where non-predator wildlife will not react to you while you are mounted on a dire horse unless you get too close or move in gallop. Then you have the flying takedown, which sounds really awesome in my opinion. And then you have also the experienced flyer. Your Ikran's stamina cost for maneuvers like barrel roll and fight boosts is half. So quite a lot of skills to choose from in this skill tree. I do wonder if you can max them out before the end of the game, or if by the end of the game you'll still have some open skill points that you can put in. Perhaps that's why the game kind of opens up after the game is completed, because they did say that there's going to be no new game plus and that there's only essentially going to be hardcore fortresses that you can take down at the end of the game. The player also goes over the journal, and I don't believe we've seen this before, where you can see from the left hand side you have your recipes, designs, you have the world knowledge, you have a song chord, very interesting, you have lost items, characters, audio logs, notes, and tutorials. We also hear an audio log at one point from John Mercer himself, and you can see it's quite a lengthy audio log, giving us a bit more story in the game. And we also see that there is going to be notes in the game if you're into that kind of thing. And personally, I always love it when the developers try to branch out the story with these small notes and audio logs, giving us essentially breadcrumbs in the game, just giving us some backstory. But speaking of backstory, one thing we've also not seen is the Hunter's Guide. And you can see here that the Hunter's Guide is essentially going to be like your field guide, something similarly to what the Avatar game from 2009 had, giving us a bit more backstory or information about the world of Pandora, about the western frontier. And you can see here in this screen on the left side you have the type, material, and region, and you have 45 entries. And from the top there you have acrylic stick storage, you have dawn fruit, you have the scarab roller, you have the amp rifleman, the amp light, you have the soldier grunt, you have the dapo pit, which I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, and then also you have the archer's thicket. And then below that we only see the names of the oily pod, spare parts, nightleaf tree, as well as the Bruce moss. But interestingly enough, at one point they also show a different view of this, where you can see the Samson helicopter, the mountain banshee, veil swarm, the same plant I couldn't pronounce earlier, and then a few others mixed in there. And you can see this time they have 49 entries, 4 more than the previous screenshot. But also one interesting thing to note from this one is that the mountain banshee, the Ikran, is red in this screen, and I believe this is the first time we see a red Ikran in the game. They've not showed this in any screenshot or trailer or anywhere else, so really awesome to see this red Ikran in the game. And then moving on to the last bit of new information that I could find from these videos. Again, all of this is in the pinned comment below. Here it shows that you will indeed have daily and weekly challenges, similarly to most Ubisoft games out there. Now, they didn't really show any of the store. I'm guessing the store is not obviously active yet when they play this preview build, but with the challenges you have, like I said, daily and weekly, and in this instance you have the daily challenge, which is clear 1 pollution in the Kinglore forest, as well as hack 3 towers using SID. And then your weekly task or your weekly challenge is harvest 5 lionberry flowers of exquisite rarity and craft 3 superior ankle guards. Now of course there's a timer next to it, and then you also get some rare resource, which I'm guessing you can use to buy certain specific items. And that is it. That is all of the new information I could find from these videos. Again, all of this comes from 4 Scars Gaming, so if you want to check out their videos, have a look in the description below or in the pinned comment, as this is quite a lot of new information that we've not seen anybody else talk about. And this makes me even more excited about Frontiers of Pandora, which is releasing in exactly 3 weeks from today. But let me know what you think about this new information. Let me know in the comments below, and for more Avatar content, have a look at the rest of my channel. Until next time, have a fantastic day and stay safe.